long time ago. Not much you can do. You only had one kind of coffee to choose. Now there's 3,000 on the shelf. You can't decide which one for yourself. Try to choose one. You get the real blue. You get the coffee cup blues. Well, I went down to the local coffee shop. They had 40 kinds for one cup. Couldn't decide which one to choose. Went home with nothing but my shoes. Coffee cup blues. You can't lose. Coffee cup blues. No, you won't lose. No matter which one you pick out in the end. If you get a bad one, it's your fault at the end. Got the coffee cup blues. Coffee cup blues. Yeah. It has not been a quiet week in Still River. The Memorial Day parade went off without a hitch last week. Then it got cold again, as if we went back to like the beginning of April, and these heavy rains came, and people put on their jackets again, and kind of streets emptied out because of the torrential rain for like 2 days, and well. Back in the old days, you only had coffee, and I remember the days when they didn't even have decaf coffee, and you went into a coffee shop and you got coffee. You didn't have French roast, Sumatra roast, and coffee from Antigua or Nicaragua, single bean roasted coffee, coffee frappuccino lattes. You could rarely find even an espresso, maybe in a really good Italian restaurant, and they had the big old-fashioned espresso machine with the wings on it, made of all brass and stainless steel, and huge bulbous-looking things to make steam. And well, you know, the detriments of freedom of choice. And you could look at it biblically and go back to Adam and Eve. It all started back then, you know. They didn't have to eat the apple, but they had the freedom of choice. Somehow they were able to have the freedom of choice. So, you know, it's like coffee. Back in the old days, if you got a bad cup of coffee, it wasn't your fault. It was the fault of the server or the coffee maker. But when you have 3,000 plus different kinds of coffees, and you get a bad one, obviously it's your fault, you know. And you could expand that to our, you know, global corporate culture, the United States of corporate America, which we have become. There's so many different choices that the anxiety of making the right choice is almost impossible on certain things like cars, TV sets, computers, you name it. And so freedom of choice has expanded way beyond choice between A and B. So, which causes all kinds of problems in our culture. And the drug companies profit from it. There's so many different kinds of anxiety you can develop over making the wrong choice because you made the wrong choice now. The wrong choice wasn't given to you, or you weren't convinced or forced to make a wrong choice. Though you could say that could happen in certain things with advertising and subliminal priming of ads and things like that. But anyway, it's just hard to get a good cup of coffee these days in Still River.